now we should be rolling now.
Oh, awesome.
No cameras. Sorry,
Hell
you guys. I did something.
We should rename this.
something
We
wrong.
should rename the podcast
Technical
to
difficulties.
technical.
No, you're 100% right. So we've had the issues of I had the interference coming from something, and I think it was one of the microphone cords was literally wrapped around an extension cord or an electrical cord for the computer. So once I rewired this entire table last weekend.
Looks nice in here.
Well, thank you. It looks really neat under the table, you know what I mean? Because that's where the magic is happening.
Johnny, there's no way with there being no video that I'm going to get under this table.
No, I'm not asking you to
I'm
look.
just saying.
I'm asking you to blow me. I mean, no. So, but no, I rewired everything underneath there. I think, I guess if you're listening to this and you don't hear a in the background, then I did something right. But if you do, I did something wrong because clearly the cameras are fucked up. That's why you're seeing the artwork.
From me, I did that.
You did do that. Good job.
I did.
I need to get you to do one for my other shows.
Yeah, all of them. The oversaturation of Johnny Gates 2020.
I'm like I'm
You,
like Tylenol, man. Ain't too much.
no, you're like that fucking not the.
Don't be mad at me, man.
What's this,
I'm
Billy
doing
Mays?
things.
Billy Mays, you'll do anything. You'll sell
man,
it. You'll do it all.
Man, look, I've got. If I added it up, I'd probably be sick to my stomach. But I've got a lot of money in this podcasting equipment.
Oh yeah, but no, I know.
So I'm bored and I want to do something. You
No,
know?
and I'm proud of you. I have no qualms with it.
You hadn't watched any of them though.
No.
Yeah, see? Thanks for being proud. I get us clicks with all of my other.
Here's the beautiful.
channel or
beautiful thing about me and you. I'm impressed with you on my show. I could give a fuck what you do on other ones because I know you're not a one-trick pony.
Thanks for the
fine.
support there, Glenn.
I support I always like it.
Did you watch Tony's, speaking of support, did you watch Tony's live show?
Believe it or not, I was super busy, but I did the polite thing and clicked on it and let it play live even though I couldn't watch it.
I watched part of it. I was working. So.
Yeah, well, I was actually literally underneath a car, so.
No, I was doing my job,
Oh, yeah?
my hobby.
Oh, yeah? I feel like somebody told me the other day, they were like, Glenn, you seem a little down. When life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade. I'm like, what if a fucking lemonade truck hits you? Because that's what it feels like lately.
It can't be that bad. Should we dive right into it? So anyway.
No, I'm just saying. It's been rough. I've been battling some fucking depression demons.
That's crazy.
I will totally admit that. Lack of motivation. The world feels gray. No interest in anything I had doing prior to the mass exodus of my marriage.
Oh, we're talking about that now.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the catalyst for what's gone down.
Well, I mean, we didn't say it out loud. We've been calling it by its code name. A mythical road trip to Dallas.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, like at this point, I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody. I'm not that type of person. But I think that.
Anyway, I'm not going to say nothing.
No, I'm saying with me personally, I don't have those kind of feelings about it. As far as being hateful or being spiteful or vindictive or shit like that.
There's a big difference between being hateful, spiteful, and
being justified.
Yeah, that too. Well, being childish maybe or inconsiderate is probably the best way to put that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
The thing about it,
unless you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Unless you got a phone call first.
No, I got a phone call from 5 different people and 5 text messages congratulating me.
Congratulating? Oh.
Because I've done the respectful thing and not just voice it.
You kept your business to yourself and you didn't put it on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for being an adult, but
karma still bit me in the ass.
Hey, man.
One more fucking person comes up to me and says, congratulations, I'm gonna fucking choke somebody. But I do get to start going to the gym tomorrow, so that's good.
Are they half capacity, full? What's the
25%?
Quarter? God.
That's not bad because I go at 4 o'clock in the morning, so.
Well, don't you think it's gonna? I mean, you might be disappointed when you get there tomorrow because other people might have the same idea of, man, fuck, it's almost
Oh, no,
quarter.
I drove by there this morning at 4 a.m. because I was out way too late.
Oh, and they're when they open back up? Friday.
Midnight yesterday.
Nice. I bet they did.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and hey, I'm excited about it. I really don't. I will be honest that a friend of mine told me, hey, let's get you out of the house. You know, Tyler, and so we went to some of the restaurant bars, and you know, like I said, we didn't tie one on or anything like that, but we had a good time. You know, just drank a few cold beers, and it was weird. Like, it's weird for me because I'm a rule breaker, and I fucking hate the social distancing. Because I'm a social butterfly, and so all these people are just like in their selective packs, and it just makes me feel like they're just trying to like keep us huddled up. And then I saw that a few states are starting to amend what they reported on how many like deaths and people that were actually affected in their states, and they're like substantially lower.
Yeah.
Which
I believe it.
Which is going to piss people off even more because, I mean, you're playing a fucking game of Monopoly that's a little fucked up.
The conspiracy side of me feels like the Republicans were like, nah, here you go. Well, let me take that back. The far leaning, the right side of it told the left side, here's you some rope. Go ahead and hang yourself, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels like. Well, it feels like all of this has been politicized. To me, it is what it feels like. And the reason why I say that is because it's just like everything else that's been politicized. I've been flooded with so much information.
Yeah.
You do not know what to fucking believe.
No,
you
not
don't
a bit
know
of it.
What's right and what's wrong, what's true, what's false. And then when a certain group of people start pitching one thing, that's when I'm like, I don't really fucking like those folks, so...
And that's either side. Either side.
No, these are individuals for me, like people that I know. Like once they get a hold of it, kind of like, you know how they say Facebook is dead when your parents start, you know, getting on it. When a conversation is typically been bullshit is when these people start chiming in and spreading it out. And it's like, oh, you're one of those people that don't read nothing.
Well, my whole thing about it is like I've had several friends that have been tested, and they were tested for having the antibodies, which means they had it. You know, and I mean, that's not bullshit. That's not me not reading it. I'm just saying, and I wouldn't be surprised if I had it with all the. I mean, I do comedy in some fucking dirty goddamn places. Like, I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah. Well,
and you have to shake hands and you hug people and all this other shit.
So, with that logic, you think if you had it, I probably had it because we do spend a little bit of time together, typically side by side.
Side by side, yeah.
So, therefore, it'd be safe to say if you had it, I had it.
Right.
Well, if I had it, my wife and kids would have it, right?
Correct.
Well, my wife tested completely negative for all of it.
Well, there you go. So, hey, that's a good sign that I didn't have it.
Yeah. Well, I was somewhat convinced that I had it in, you know, December because I got a version of I tested positive for the flu, but I was bad. That was, you know, if you go back and listen to some of the shows, I was talking about hallucinating and tripping back here.
Oh yeah.
So, but I was real bad, and I thought I had, but I don't think that I would have had it. And my wife, because immediately that same weekend, like that same week I was sick, that weekend my kids got sick. And then the following week, I want to say my wife was a little down. So whatever it was, we did pass around us to a degree.
Me and your wife have something in common because I'm one of those people that I just get a little down. Whether it's a flu or anything, I don't get really knocked on my ass. There was one week I was running fever and shit like that at night. I wasn't running. And I don't run fever. So
yeah, I run a little hot, but for me to run 103, 104.
Oh yeah, no. Like that's the thing is, yeah. I mean, but I will let you know that when I do run fever, it's very painful. Like it could be like 100, and I'll be fucking hurting all over.
Somebody was talking about that the other day.
It's fucking terrible.
Are you a man or are you a baby?
No. I mean, it just hurts. Like I'm just not used to it.
Take care of me.
Oh no. Well, that's not how that goes. But
my wife is like, just get the fuck away from me and let me do my own thing. And I'm like, fuck, man. I don't want to do nothing, but fuck off.
Well, I do feel like I owe you an apology because I've been kind of lackluster and not very motivated. But you know. I'll be honest with you, what it boils down to, and this is going to sound really shitty, is I'm at that weird stage where, you start reassessing everything that's happened and gone down. And you've already accepted that. That's not a problem. The acceptance is there. And then now we're at that phase where I'm getting very frustrated with the fact that I typically stretch myself so thin for other people. And I've done it for years, and now I'm kind of not wanting to do that anymore.
Now,
And
could
so
that be your problem, is because you're changing up what you've done for years
Well, I mean,
by spreading yourself thin? Now that you're not, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Could that be what's fucking you up, is you just haven't
no,
made
no,
the
no,
adjustment
I'm
yet?
still doing it. Like, that's the thing. Is like I help my dad, but I mean, like I told you, they're driving me nuts with their boredom. But I mean, it's like every fucking day. I don't even get home good. I couldn't go, and as soon as I get home, it's instantly being hit with, I need you to do this, or can you help me with that, and it's everybody. And it's like, I understand that, there's some people, the best way to handle depression is to keep them distracted.
Is that what they're doing?
I think that's what they're trying
they think
to do.
they're doing, at
Yeah, but
least?
it's irritating the piss out of me.
I was told, I've always wanted to leave here. You know what I mean? I've always get the fuck out of here and go somewhere else. And
Right.
somebody was like, man, I don't think you do good somewhere else. I'm like, why the fuck would you say that? And they told me it was because I am the doer of the group. Like, if somebody needs something, they come to me.
Yeah.
You need something fixed. You need something worked on. You need this. You need that. Hey, how do I do this? Do you know somebody for that? Blah, blah, blah. They come to me for most of that. And he was like, I think that if you didn't have that, you would be lost and you wouldn't know what to fucking do. So you go into a new place and not knowing anybody, I think that would fuck with you. And then I got to think about it, and I was like, you know what? He's right. I am the guy that everybody comes to. But what does it look like to not be that guy?
Yeah.
And how much time would I have? How
What-
many
how much
obligations
free-
would
how
I
much
not
free time
commit
would
to
you have?
and, piss my family off or
That's
over
the thing. The word obligation is what's
Yeah.
kicking my ass right now. Because it's not that I don't want to do the things I'm doing. I'm saying I want to do these. I want to make these things happen. But I'm getting so fucking aggravated because it's everybody else's shit is taking priority over. Like the fact that, okay, for instance, I love this podcast. I really do. I love doing it. You're one of my favorite people on this planet. But like when we get late starts and I don't get up to go to the gym, I wake up pissed off.
Right.
And then I'm pissed off for the rest of the fucking day.
Well,
And-
see, right now I'm in a weird stuck between a rock and a hard place because if I wasn't ready, so now we got a late start. But if I'd have asked for your help, clearly I would have pissed you off.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, but here's the thing. No, like this
Damned if I do, damned
Well,
if
no,
I don't.
this right here, I watched you struggle, and I watched it collapse in front of your face as everything went
Yeah,
shit.
no, it was all working yesterday. You know what I mean?
right,
It
and
was
so-
like,
and-
wait a
and-
minute, what the fuck? But the one thing I can say is I did not alternate between cameras when I was playing. I did alternate between cameras, but I wasn't really paying attention.
The thing
And
is,
I have no idea why
you
that
do
fucking
you
camera's
do a
lagging.
stunning job of trying to make sure that this thing stays afloat.
I hope the audio's good today.
Yeah,
As
wouldn't
we
it be
talk
great?
about this, I hope the audio's worth the
So
fuck.
no, I'm very grateful, and I'm grateful for the people that are trying, and I understand what they're doing, and I get it, and it's fine, and that's wonderful, and I'm one of those people that I try really hard not to judge people for just being human. It's their human natures, or try to help, and it's just, but there's a part of me that just wants to be like, leave me the fuck alone.
I mean, at some point you can say that if you want.
I have.
To. Yeah.
Screamed it.
And it's up to them to take
You
offense to
should
it
have
or not.
seen the fucking fit I threw the other day. I was using a push broom, and the little plastic gosset broke, and now the handle is pointless.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I hit the fucking race car with it. I threw it. I tore up drywall in my fucking girl. I fucking had a Hulk moment. And then every fucking broken handle that I broke them more. And just lost my shit for 15 minutes.
Right, and then you came right back to where you were.
Yeah.
With a broken handle and a broom and a half-swept room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was outside.
Settle down, young man.
I know, right? No, it was just like, it got me. And it's the part that gets me the most lately is my dad. I've just zero patience. And a lot of times when when I know I'm not pleasant to be around, I have a really hard time when it's like, oh, well, me and Clay Johnny are supposed to be here Sunday and Monday, and it's like, I'm not a lot of fun. I'm not. So that's like I texted you last week. I just got to get my head together.
And I had the interference last week that I was trying to
Thank God
figure
for
out
that.
too.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a deep. Now the good news is my dad knows I do the podcast, so even when you cancel, then it's just free time.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I gotta go.
Oh, I gotta go, and I will even go to the point of driving off, so he's not at my house.
That's beautiful.
And then
That's
come
beautiful.
back
You know, you just told him. Does he listen?
no.
Oh, well, then we're good.
And then it
Of
just,
course he doesn't listen.
10 minutes later, I'm gonna come back into my driveway, and I'm gonna park and go to sleep, because I've just been really tired and I cannot get enough rest. I don't know why. Well, depression.
No. I mean, look, and we were talking about you behind your back, I guess, if you want to put it that way, on me, Mickey, and Tyler, and you know, we weren't really talking about you behind your back. We all stated the fact that we were worried about you and how fucked up the situation was. And my comment was, I mean, I can't say. I mean, I texted you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the extent of, I mean, because the only other thing that I think that I could do that would, I guess, grab your attention is if I started talking shit. And that's not, we talked about that before.
Yeah.
That's not good for anybody. So my statement was time.
Well, I mean,
Give him all the time he needs.
Well, no, here's my question.
Time's going to heal that.
Well, no, my question is, what good would talking shit do anyway?
But okay.
I mean, like, what would you talk shit about?
No. And what I mean is, like,
I think fact that
there's two sides. You're either like, hey man, it's gonna be all right, or hey man, fuck that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's two sides, and the hey man, it's gonna be all right is definitely not what you really give a fuck about right now. And hey, fuck that
I'm logical. I
yeah,
know
and
it'll
hey,
be
fuck
all
that
right.
motherfucker is also not something that you need right now.
Yeah.
So to me, the best.
Oh, I thought you were talking like shit. Like, yeah, look at him being old mopey over there.
No. I'm
Look, who's sad? Are you sad?
No, I mean, I'll talk
You
shit
fucking-
about you about sensitive
Hey,
Sally over here
hey,
all day long.
Hey, pouty pants.
Hey there. Hey, Cincy. You know that I didn't know you had your own candles.
No, the thing is I think that it was real. I made a mistake, and I think I did it with the podcast. And what I did was, I was scared of legal ramifications of mentioning, other people's business, because now that we are getting a divorce, and divorces are sad and everything, it's just I didn't announce it, and then I'm pretending to be normal. And then I'm getting messages from people that like, good God, Glenn, you look so fucking tired. You can tell you're not fucking enjoying yourself. And then I was getting bitchy with everybody involved that sat in here. And I was just
I'm going to play a clip for you guys.
and it's not fair to y'all for y'all to have to deal with that. But I will be honest that not really used to what this is new. It's a new feeling. It's like I accept the fact that life is different, but it's the entire rug was pulled out. None of the plans that were made matter. None of the things that we did together matter.
Well, they do.
No. They matter as a memory.
Yeah.
But it all led me back to here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're stuck at where you're at, why you're there. And then you go through all the other cycles, but it's just been I've been in a weird fucking place. Not listening to sad country songs, so that's good.
Well, there's tear in my beer.
Oh no, listening to metal. Just as loud as I fucking can. Because it's like,
that helps.
No, what I'm saying is like, because I was to the point where I didn't want to run into her in public. So every time I'd get in my truck or car and go anywhere, I'm instantly worried that I'm going to run into her.
Why are you worried? And the reason why I ask this is because I've been there. I know the exact mind frame that you're in when you say that. But why do you worry about running into her in public?
Because I have a very bad temper.
You're not going to do nothing?
No, you do.
You're not going to say nothing.
No, but okay. Look, you're talking. Look, just trust me. Not to her. We'll leave that at that. My point is it's more of a fear of what I'm capable of, and even though it's probably irrational, because you're right. The rational side of me would probably come to play way before.
Well, yeah, because what'll happen is the same thing that happens every time in the history of ever, is you're like, man, if I see that bitch, swear to fucking God, and then you see that bitch and you're like, man, fuck that motherfucker.
No.
And you go about your day.
Well, no, it's more along the lines of I just don't want to. I don't want to run into them. I don't want to run into anybody.
Don't let that shit.
Well, no, I've had to really get over that.
Yeah, don't let that shit hold you back. Because that'll keep you from doing everything.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I was saying. I felt trapped like I was in my own four fucking walls, and then you have this social distance and shit, and they're telling you to stay at the house, and all you're wanting to do is hang out with the people that make you laugh the most, which are you sorry fucks. And then at the same time, you don't want to do anything. It's a weird fucking place to be in. I don't recommend it, guys. But if you're going through it,
keep on going.
Keep on going, yeah.
Don't stop. No. You don't need gas. Just get there.
And that's the other thing. I haven't stopped anything. I've been working on my car.
But you said you've lost a lot of motivation, so that's
motivation
not
like,
a true statement. You stopped a few things.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like I'm still so fucking active that it's overrun everything else. Is what I'm saying. Like I'm not working out like I want to. I'm not going to the gym. Well, now that I can, it'd be great. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the things I want to do for myself, and then I'm getting aggravated because I know I'm not doing them. And I've acknowledged the fact that I'm just irritating myself. So it's getting better.
I'm sure a bunch of people have said it. Start doing shit for yourself.
Yeah. Like move.
Where you going?
I don't know. I'm thinking about Dallas. For real.
Yeah.
They got 8 comedy clubs. Like, I mean, I want to do comedy. I want to make people chuckle.
Can't do it here.
It's very difficult.
Can't do it here.
You know, I mean, and it's just like everything's adding up. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I do is very social. You get racing, that's social. Comedy, social. Everything I do involves a lot of fucking people. And now, for the last 2 months, it's been like hardly any fucking people. And you can't leave me alone with me. We're not big fans of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm built for quarantine.
Like I'm okay with certain aspects of it, but like I mean I'm super insomniac right now, sleeping maybe 2 and 3 hours a night, trying like hell, taking melatonin, doing like breathe right strips and meditation and fucking fancy bubble baths that'll put you to anything to fucking help me go to sleep. You know, I've been eating right, but I'm still gaining weight around my stomach, which is irritating the piss out of me. We'll think that's stress. I'm assuming that's what that is.
Usually it's the other way, right? You lose weight when you're stressed?
Certain people are a little bit more sensitive to cortisol.
I forgot how sensitive you are.
I am. I'm very sensitive.
Yeah, very sensitive.
You know what? I'm finding that out. And it also made me question the way I talk to people and treat people and, you know, how much of me is
abrasive. I'll say it.
Yeah. I have a heart of gold, Johnny.
Yeah, but that motherfucker is 80 grit sandpaper. It's rough, baby.
Well, no, you got to buckle up. Like, I don't pull any punches. That's a good thing, you know. I mean, at least you don't have to wonder what I'm thinking. It just normally comes out there. Like last night, Tyler, you know him. He's always on the hunt.
The prowl.
Right, and we're sitting there, and he got aggravated because I kept referring to him taking me to a goblin auction.
A what?
A goblin auction. Because I was like, God, these are just pitiful looking people.
Pitiful beasts. These are the loneliest of the lonely.
Like I thought.
Oh wait, I'm here too.
I thought people were gonna be excited. We go to this bar and like downtown's apparently where it was, as the guy said, lit. And
just because the lights were on.
Right, and like we go down there and it's just a fucking goblin auction is all it is, where you can take this goblin home for 5 cents. You got 5 cents? We got
45.99. Give me 6,
fucking
6,
horrible.
6, 6,
and it was just like
4? Okay.
I know we just came out of quarantine, but you motherfuckers could have dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, I know we just came out of quarantine, but I think I'm going to go home and jerk off again.
Because I was looking around and it's like, and the thing is parts of me that have changed is like normally I like to talk, but man, that give a fuck is just not there. To not say stupid shit, you know? Like it's rude to tell a stranger that they're hard to look at.
Yeah. Did I ask you? I don't know if we talked about this on one of ours or not. I've done so many shows lately.
I know.
Um,
It's your fucking podcast.
or if we were talking about it on one of those Zoom meetings. But how many affairs, like workplace affairs, got ruined because of COVID?
Probably a lot. I don't know because there was some knowing that poor bastard. He probably still went to work because he was essential. And she's like, oh, God, I got to stay home. I work in the medical field. And magically her 8-hour day is not being watched because,
No. I'm talking about, I'm talking about in general, motherfucker, workplace affairs. Ones that are going on where, they're
Oh, I still think they made it happen.
Sneaking in a
People
copy
are going to do
room.
whatever they want to for sex.
That's true.
Like, that's the one
But
thing.
if you're off work and you're stuck at home with your wife and kids,
I heard it's making marriages stronger.
I believe it. Again, we're built for this shit. We don't do nothing, and when we do something, we all do it together.
Right. Well,
Except for the movies. I hate going to the movies.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I remember one time, and it's probably one of
I
the.
don't really like going out to eat either.
So,
we love you, babe.
Me and my mom.
She don't listen either.
Me and my mom one year went to go see, was it True Grit?
Okay.
And we're sitting there, and it's the most insensitive thing my mother's ever said. So we take my grandma with me, and I think it was like Mother's Day weekend or some shit like that. And so we go, and my grandmother had lost her filter because she didn't give a shit anymore. She's damn near one foot in the grave, another on a banana peel. And so we're sitting there, and there's a young man who's mentally challenged. And
The R word?
I don't know. I didn't get a good look at him. It was
I just wanted to see a look on your face. They can't. I can't.
and
That was for me.
And so we're sitting there, and every time something dramatic or suspenseful happens, he laughs. And, I'm ignoring it, like you should. My mother is visually getting just like, wow, what is this? Like, she thought it was just a kid being a fucking douche. My grandma, on the other hand, goes, Shreva, he is special. And then she says it really loud, and I think they should have a day. Like, said it so fucking, it was like the movie got quiet. And my grandmother's just hateful old ass it just went across it. And you just sit me like, oh God, I'm gonna hope I choke on this popcorn. But no, I'm really upset with I don't trust the corona shit. And then they started talking about like the sun's gonna go into lockdown, and they're talking about like, yeah, no big solar flares, and then it's gonna be freezing and famine and all this.
Well, I mean, the sun's been on a period of solar minimum or some shit like that for a while, where it has been very, very inactive. It's been like that for a year or so.
Right, but now,
and it's just like everything else. It comes and goes in cycles.
No, but yeah, I understand this.
Yeah.
But my favorite meme said, did anybody else get this on your 2020 bingo card?
Oh, yeah.
But the thing
You've almost got Yahtzee if you had that.
And so somebody told me about it. My boss comes in there and he's like, Glenn, what are you going to do? And I'm like, he goes, if the sun shuts down. And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. If it's an American scientist that works for the government, I'm not going to listen to them.
I'll figure it out when I wake up tomorrow morning. It's dark outside.
And it's real fucking cold. I mean, look, if the sun just turned off, I hate to tell you this, we're fucked anyway. Like super quick. Super quick.
Yeah, unless you got something that's super close to the core of the earth, and then you're going to last a little bit longer.
Yeah, game over.
Yeah, we're dead.
We're goners.
Yeah.
Like if it happened right now, me and you would be...
the air conditioner is working pretty good right now.
I don't even think we'd have that long. I think it just
we have, 8 minutes before the light gets here?
I don't know.
How long do you think it would take?
If the sun just turned off?
Just turned off.
First of all, we wouldn't get to enjoy that apocalypse either. It'd be too fucking quick.
Yeah, but would it be instant? Would it be...
I think it'd be pretty fucking instant.
It gets, because we still have atmosphere, it gets cold like over 24 hours, 3 days. I mean,
I think it'd be super quick.
Wonder how long it would take.
I don't know. I say 10 hours and we're fucked.
Oh man, 10 hours.
We're below. We're like negative zeros. And
how would you like
gone.
for it? Have you ever seen that movie, The Mist?
Then we'd have to live like they did on Hoth.
What?
That's a Star Wars reference.
Oh.
It's a nice planet.
I hope they have a Death Star up for us to get there. But have you ever seen that?
No, we would become Hoth.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I don't speak nerd. And again, that face is for me, not for anybody else.
They all know.
But have you ever seen that stupid ass movie, The Mist?
No.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Wasn't that like 12 years
This
ago?
movie is dumb as fuck. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But
Spoiler. I hate that too.
Some government something ripped a hole in something and let big ass mosquitoes into some town, and it was fucking people up. And this guy is
mosquitoes.
Just bugs or something. I don't remember. It's fucking dumb as fuck.
Giant alien bugs.
The guy, the lead character at the end has his son, some old man, and some chick in the car with him, and they hear like the stuff coming, and he's got 3 bullets and there's 4 of them. He pops the old man pops the woman and kills his fucking son and gets out to get eaten by the bugs and ends up being the military. That would be my luck with the fucking whole son dying.
What a terrible way
It's
to
a
end the
terrible movie. I'd rather watch Cloverfield.
That's also
the first one.
That's also a terrible film.
I would much rather watch it than The Mist ever again.
He killed his kid?
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Because of giant mosquitoes.
That's pretty much all it was.
So you're telling me that
Off didn't work, fly swatters didn't work.
Well, I mean, like
Danny Glover flying around here with a mosquito needle on his face.
Oh, okay. It's pretty big now.
Yeah, and everything was like covered in this fog, so you couldn't
Well, that's
see
a very
it coming.
defeat. You know, they get defeated. That's what it is. They just instantly. That's the difference. You got to be a fighter. He's a quitter.
Oh no! This wasn't a 5-minute long movie. This thing was an hour and a half of them getting fucked up by these bugs.
Oh, so he just thought it was
It
over.
was such a terrible. Yeah, he thought it was over, but man, it wasn't. The
And
military.
what do they
was there.
sound like? Fucking helicopters?
I guess they sound similar to tanks rolling down the road with a bunch of guys marching in fucking
Oh.
hazmat.
Hey.
Again, a dumbass movie.
Yeah, I hate that.
And like that movie, The Meg. That's a dumbass movie.
Yeah. Keep telling me about it.
Again?
I drink over a gallon of water now.
Have you ever seen the movie The Meg? Are you not going to answer me, Glenn? Are you just going to sit there and stare at me? Jesus. So he's going to piss again, so I'll check my Facebook. Yeah, I can plug my other podcast. So, yeah, check out His Man Cave, One Word Productions, one word. It's got shows like Two Guys, Two Hoots, and the Untitled episode, or the Untitled show. Basically, with that one, I have a guest on, and I cook something. And we go from there. So my dad's the first episode, and we had chicken. I did it in the smoker, and Molly Hires, local comic, is the second episode, and I did salmon. So I might have some guy. I met some guy the other day that said he was running for Senate. I might have him on. I don't know. I don't know if he's serious or not. He said he'd come on the show, but we'll find out. Shh, he's back. He's back. No, I don't know what you got up your ass. Of course, I plugged both of them. Again, like and subscribe this one.
Right.
And then check out those other ones if you like Johnny Gates.
Yeah.
If you like Johnny and you don't like Glenn, check out His Man Cave, one word, Productions, one word.
Right.
And if you like Glenn, give us a thumbs up on this one.
That'd be good, see?
And if you don't like Glenn, go subscribe to the other channel. Oh, man.
No, so I've been going back to the basics. I'm trying to fight this on a mechanical thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one is I was like, let's make sure that I'm getting properly hydrated. So I've added a gallon of water to my already high volume of water. And I'm not over sweating or anything, but I am pissing like a fucking racehorse.
Yeah. Is there such thing as being overhydrated?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to you then? You just bloat?
Mm-mm.
You drowned?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How'd you take that big of a swig of water that you can't swallow it? You got pills in your mouth?
No.
Are you on pill? Glenn.
No, I have
Are you taking
I have
pills?
esophageal spasms.
What is not wrong with you? Can you not eat shellfish?
No, but if I drink something that's cold, whenever my fucking body temperature's up, it causes my entire esophagus to like stop, and so it will not go down. Now I'm back. Okay. Jesus. I could die right in front of you and you just find something to giggle about. That's all you'd fucking
Ooh,
do.
he hit the floor kind of weird. Speaking of dying, hold on. Let's see.
I don't want to watch video.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
There's plenty of
I
them.
really don't
like
want to.
there's one
I really
where
don't
this
want,
guy
thank
gets
you.
pushed off a bridge.
Thanks.
I'm pretty sure he makes it.
He
You
doesn't.
don't really see
He
the
doesn't.
end.
He's a fucking goner.
There was one where this.
So I've started drinking more
woman breaks
water.
a leg. More water.
Yeah.
I've got some with water. There's a skiing accident video. There's a boat wreck. The boat wreck is pretty crazy. You definitely see that guy die. What else is there? Oh, you don't want to watch any of these?
So I'm getting my dad's new race car together.
I thought you were moving to Dallas.
Well, no, I mean, I'm telling you what I've been doing the last two or 3 weeks.
You not packing to go to Dallas?
All right, this second, I ain't got the money for it.
So when you going to Dallas?
Hell, I don't know.
Let's get back on that.
One
You're
day,
getting your dad's race car.
Yeah,
I don't care
no.
what we talk about.
no, I'm just
I
letting
have
you
no idea how long we've been going either.
know. About an hour.
About an hour,
Yeah, roughly.
roughly.
Got a few more minutes.
All right. I was just curious. I lose
Well, I
track of
assume, no, it was,
I lose
was
track
it
of time.
8:30? I don't fucking know.
No, I bet we've been going for probably about 35
Yeah,
minutes. if
something
I
like
was
that.
guessing,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, give it. Yeah. Anyway,
So, my dad, he upgraded his race car, so he went and got him a newer one.
so when you upgrade a race car, what is that? You just go buy a body?
No,
because you're not.
He bought a rolling car.
So, but is it like? Because you have to put a crazy ass like steel cage in that thing, right?
No, this was already made. This was somebody else's car at one time.
Okay, and
He
that's
just
what I'm
bought a
getting at.
newer
Like, if
car.
I didn't know if you went and bought like a Monte Carlo from the car lot that needed an engine, and
No,
you buy it for $200, and then you go buy a couple $100 worth of steel, and you make your own cage.
you can do that, but I mean, like my car is built by bootlegger. I mean, I have a brand car, and a lot of people buy them from other people. There's not a lot.
And now is
not a lot of house built cars anymore.
Is any of the frame and stuff like that with that car like factory?
All of my frame is there.
So that you just weld roll cages and
Yeah.
take parts off, basically.
Yeah, you
Okay,
strip it
okay.
down to nothing. Now his car is more of like fabricated from the ground up. He's got part of his car has like the front clip to the middle of the car is all the original like Chevelle frame.
Nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
And then everything's built, and so we had to get it set up by a friend of mine, and we paid him to do that, so that's awesome.
When you say set up, you mean?
Just to make it go around the track. There's a
But-
lot of math into it, is what I'm
But
saying.
when you say set up, you mean like tune in the suspension?
yeah, because
Change how it shifts, the rear end, stuff like that.
He's got like a 3-link suspension, so he's got like I watched this guy do it. And he's a fucking genius. He's measuring like the fucking pitch of bars and the length of bars, and it was a lot more than I know how. It's nothing like my car, but I wanted my dad to go out there. This is like his 31st season. He's been racing, so.
How many cars is he going through?
Shit, probably 14.
Oh yeah.
I know I've gone through 4.
Is there something special about this car that made him want to get another car, or his
I wouldn't quit bitching.
about?
I hated his old one. His
But
old
he
one
gave
was-
it to you.
No. This is his Pro Mod. I'll show you a picture. His Pro Mod. Anyway, his car was twisted. He hit the wall when he first got out there, and like the rear end kind of broke loose, and it slammed him into the fucking wall. It twisted the dog piss out of that fucking car, and so I hated that fucking car. It just wasn't. I just didn't think it was worth his abilities. Is what I'm saying. This is his new baby right here.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he got it without a roof because they race without a roof, so which I think is a lot ballsier than, and of course you've seen mine. This is mine. It looks like a regular car.
Right. With no fenders.
Yeah, but no, I mean I'm excited for him. I'm super pumped. I think we get to race this weekend, so that's awesome.
Very nice. We're going camping.
No spectators.
We're going.
just racers.
We're going camping, baby.
Yeah, my cousin went this weekend.
Yeah, I say we are. If everything works out right, we are. We were going to try to go to Lake Catherine, but we couldn't get a cabin. We were going to take the kids and everything. But if it works out in my favor, I'm going up to the Albert Pike area up in Arkansas, and we're going to go up to...
You got to watch out for the rain up there, homeboy.
Well, only when you're at Albert Pike down there in that valley where that fucking river floods, where all them people got killed.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw some pictures where, like, man, it was bad. They were having to bring out like lifts, bucket trucks, and cut people out of tents that were still in tents up in trees.
Oh yeah,
It's bad. So, but that is the area that we hike and camp and shit in. But there's a place up there called Tall Peak Fire Tower, and I've been trying to get in touch with the forestry department to see if I can go up the road. I don't know if it's I remember driving up there like in that area, and there was a road that was blocked off with a gate.
yeah.
So I don't know if that was the road, if it's blocked off, or if I can get access. But if it works out, we're going to go up there and camp up there at that spot. And it's supposed to be a new moon this weekend, so it's going to be pitch black, and you should be able to see the entire Milky Way from up there.
And you'll get to see the sun turn off.
And the sun will turn off, and then it'll be really bright out there.
It'll be really bright out there.
All those stars will be shining like crazy. But it'll be cold as a motherfucker.
For about 10 minutes.
Better bring my thermal gear.
No, I'm excited about. I'm glad that everything's phase 1 and all that shit and getting back to a little bit of normal. I don't really think that we'll. Well, I wonder if we'll ever go right back to normal. I feel like this was a really big test on how far they could push.
Man, I don't.
And that's how I feel about it.
I think this is either the beginning of the end or the beginning of the awakening. Because there's so much that's going on that either people are going to let all their civil liberties be taken, and then we're going to fall into whatever's new. No matter what, I think something new is on the horizon.
I think that it's scary how willing people are to be okay with not having their civil liberties.
Well, but I can respect people being okay with what happened for a couple of months because nobody knows. You know what I mean?
But what if you found out they do know?
Well, no. Nobody like people like you and me, we don't know. Even if they, and I'm throwing air quotes, know, we don't know shit. So we're just basing everything off of whatever information you can gain. And at the end of the day, if everybody either accepts that I can't leave, I can't do this, blah, 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 that's the new where we're headed.
I hope we're
and
not
if they
that
don't,
way. That's gonna
again, I think
suck.
there's something new coming.
I think so.
Because I think this is the beginning of either the beginning of the end of the United States as, I say we know it, but, as it's been pitched for, generations, or it's the beginning of the awakening and the United States is going to turn into something new that is legitimately better. Because we do have a lot of people making decisions for us. There's a lot of money being spent, and we have no way of stopping it, controlling it, and dictating what they do. It's only the other way around. And I think that we're at a point where people are starting to see that kind of shit, and they're starting to question things, and that's why you see people like Donald Trump get elected. That's why you see things like, the Q post get extremely popular. If you
What is that?
It's a QAnon. It's this guy. He's anonymous, and a lot of people think he's Donald Trump tweeting and talking about this, that, and the other. But it's a conspiracy forum, a conspiracy group of people, QAnon or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know a lot about it myself. I just know of it. But I think that's why things like that are becoming more popular. And you're starting to see where they're censoring people, where you're on Twitter and you say something about, say, Donald Trump. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I wish he was dead. And then you turn around and say the same exact thing about Hillary Clinton or anybody that's on the left, and you get banned and pulled or censored or whatever. They pulled it down.
Well, everybody knows that Twitter is a liberal.
Right, and that's the thing is that everybody knows it, and that's what I think you're going to start seeing is that people are realizing that
the system's fucked up.
Right, and people are realizing that. I mean, I do think that this whole stimulus thing is another wake-up call. They just pulled $2 trillion out of fucking thin air and then added $385 billion to it out of thin air. You know what I mean? Like, where's that money coming from? How's that money getting paid for? Is that money that y'all just had fucking laying around that you just pulled out of nowhere? Did you print it? Is it legit? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I think people are going to start questioning where their money is going and what it's being spent on.
Well, I think that also you have people like my dad, my dad is just he's just a country guy that works his ass off. And that's what he does. But, he's one of those people, he pays his fucking taxes, and it has made him, you hear more conversations now, like, where the fuck is our money going, and how can you tell us what to do when we're paying you to be there?
Correct. Now, being a politician
I don't mind being safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind going, hey, grandma doesn't need to get sick. That's fine with me. I get it. And like I have really distanced myself from my grandma. I go see her like 3 or 4 times a week. And since this shit, I've seen her maybe 4 times. But I don't like the fact that between you and me, from just the way I look and I'm observing shit, I feel like they're trying really hard to get us out of the group mentality and let us feel remarkably alone. Like break up, oh, well, I see him at the gym every day. We talk, we know each other. And you're starting to break down the social, how we socialize as a country. And I think that either we're going to get stronger, which is what I'm hoping, or shit's about to get real fucking nasty. Because the thing is the government does not outnumber the people. Unfortunately, that's how math works. But
you mean fortunately?
Well, no, what I'm saying for them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but the amount of ignorance that is running around, and you watch the media, and I see some things that are targeted. It's targeted to certain ethnic backgrounds. Some of the media was talking about, well, this brand of person, this ethnic background, these people, they're getting sick, they're dying quicker, and they get freaked the fuck out. And then you see like people like the people that live around me, just country fucking bumpkins that don't give a fuck, you know?
Well, it's because they know how to do for themselves.
Right.
You know, and again, I think this is all a politicized issue, and I really do think that, to go way out on a limb, I think this is a left-wing thing, not necessarily conspiracy, but it's a left-wing thing that's being ran with, so that way they can try to get Donald Trump out of office. I mean, I hate to say it like that, I guess black and white, cut and dry, but it feels like they've thrown everything else at this administration, and now they got to throw something else at it. And when you talk about...
And they keep throwing more and
right,
more
and more
every
right.
fucking week.
And when you talk about what you said a little while ago, that states are starting to actually put out the actual numbers and not these inflated numbers of people who had a heart attack because they've been eating red meat and smoking cigarettes their whole goddamn life, and they dropped dead of a heart attack, and they had COVID-like symptoms when they came in, or they happened to test positive because you ran a skin, swab across the, their cheek or their face or something, and they've been laying on a gurney in a room full of fucking dead bodies that also have it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways that could be,
a lot of things I think are being severely misinterpreted.
Right, and if it comes out that the flu is more deadly than this, and these numbers have been inflated, and that all this was hyped up and over-exaggerated, which it very well could come out like that.
People are going to be pissed.
People are going to be pissed because think about, who did I hear? Okay, so the casino closed.
Yes, Diamond Jacks.
Diamond Jacks is closed. I want to say one of the pita pits isn't going to open back up. I know a few restaurants that are not opening their doors back up. They're closed permanently.
There's some places in Monroe that are dead. Like they're gone.
Yeah,
they're not coming back.
There's places here, that are like that.
They're not coming
and there's
back.
people that have lost their livelihood. There's people that have had to drain every bit of savings that they had. And I mean, again, I think this is a way that in a couple of months' time, somebody is going to be able to swoop in and say, here's what I would have done, or here's what I will do different. And it's all a politicized mess to try to regain control or regain whatever.
Do you feel like, I don't feel like, and I don't give a fuck who anybody thinks, I don't think he's handled it horribly.
I don't watch none of it anymore.
Well, no, I'm just saying, here's the thing. I mean, none of us know what it's like to be the president of the United States. None of us know what it's like to make decisions that affect the entire fucking country.
A lot of the world, in some cases, you're right.
Right, but but what I'm saying is,
no, you're right. The pressure, right?
Like you, I don't know how to run a household with 3 kids and a wife. I wouldn't begin to be able to preach to how to do that or give you advice on anything like that. But can you imagine an entire nation? And this shit,
If you're comparing it to what you do as like what I do as a dad, you just do it and you just go and you figure it out.
Well, I mean,
and
that's
whoops, fuck that one up. Sorry about that.
well, I mean, but that's the thing is what I'm the thing that gets me the most about media right now is if they fuck up, you hear about it for a day, and I'm talking about the left side of it. You hear about, oh, well, so and so said something naughty, but and they pop him on the hand. But if it's somebody else, it's never fucking ending. And like Joe Biden's a goddamn creeper.
Yeah, creepy Uncle Joe.
Creepy as fuck. And like I've watched the videos of like little girls that are like jerking away from like, I don't know, stop. Like he's a fucking weirdo.
Well,
but I mean, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and he is a fucking. I've seen those videos. He's definitely a creepy weirdo. I mean,
but I think
that's not a joke. But
I feel like we really need to restructure the system.
Well, that's going to be something that's massive. That takes years to actually.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying is the
Right.
infrastructure is faulty.
But for me, I'm at a point when, and this is what I was going to say a minute ago. Is for me, I'm at a point where I don't know how Donald Trump's handling it because I don't look at because either you watch like you were saying, you either watch the news, and this is how wrong he is and all the terrible shit that he's doing.
You're
or
not
he's
getting
done.
news. You're getting opinions.
Or you're watching. This is how awesome he is, and this is all the good things, and he is so awesome and so great. And look at what the other people did wrong, and it's like, come on, you guys. Come on, you guys. This isn't how we should do things. We should be together we stand, or united we stand, divided we fall. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's like that in a household. If my wife and I aren't united, we will fall.
Fair.
So,
No, I get what you're saying,
and
but
I hate what I'm trying to say is I hate that we are at a point where we have to have the conversation of we think it needs two fucking dumbasses that are in a garage in Broadmoor have to have the conversation that we think the government needs to be restructured. We need to be talking about how I spent $900 on my dogs because I'm a terrible dog owner. You know what I'm saying? The government and the way that the country is ran, it shouldn't even be anything that we fucking have on our mind on a day-to-day basis. It just shouldn't be. But unfortunately, we're in a time and a place where it is, and we have to be because it's that fucked up and that ridiculous out there. Because money has to come from somebody, and they're going to take it from you and me. Or they're going to put us in a position where we have to jump on the system or we starve to death. And I don't want to
be on the system.
I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I've lost jobs and never applied for unemployment.
Me either.
And gotten another job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been hungry before where, the kids were eating good and I wasn't. It's been that way. I've sacrificed for the better of my family, my country, whatever you want to call it, my little group in here. You know what I mean? And that's the way you have to do. You can't jump outside of your lane and expect to buy a $500 grill if you don't have $500 to spend. And when I say have $500 to spend, that means that it's not like, oh, all my bills are paid. I got $500 and I'm going to spend it on this grill and now I have nothing. I just got to wait for the next paycheck. That means I've got all the bills paid. They're actually paid up. You know what I'm saying? We got money in the savings. There's money in the other account. You know what? I really want this fucking grill. How much money? I'll wait a couple of weeks. I've talked about this fucking pellet grill for how long?
For a long time. For
a long fucking time. And it took me 2 years to finally pull the trigger. And my wife did it for my birthday. I'd have never pulled the trigger on it because it's one of those things where they need clothes, they need shoes, we need groceries, the electricity. What happens if I lose my job today? How long? I mean, if I lost my job today or she lost her job today, we'd be able to maintain until one of us found the job that we need. You know what I mean? And it hasn't always been that way, but we've worked our fucking asses off to get to where we are. And it sucks that other people aren't willing to, I guess, look at what they do wrong and look at what they do that's, I smoke 2 packs of fucking cigarettes a day, and I want Marlboro Lights. Motherfucker, if you're broke and you're trying to get out of whatever you're in, cut back on your smoking or buy fucking Checkers that are 99 cents a goddamn pack and just fucking deal with it if you got to have your nicotine. But you need to learn that you have to take advantage of the situation that you're in and make it better, and then take advantage of that situation and then make it better to get it. And you have to learn certain responsibilities and certain, I guess, sacrifices that you have to make. You have to do all of that. You should not ever want anybody to hand you anything.
No.
Ever.
I agree with that.
And if they do hand it to you, fucking A, dude, thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me. Because people have helped me. People have handed me stuff. But I've also handed people things. I've been fucked over. I've fucked people over. But at the end of the day, when somebody gave me something, you give me $1,000. I don't gamble it and try to make it $2,000. I take that $1,000 and I put it away and I use it whenever I absolutely have to. Whenever I only made $900 this week and the bills are $950. So I pull $50 out of that $1,000, and then I try everything I can that, when the bills are $950 and I got $975, let me put 15 of that back in there to try to recoup it. You know what I mean? Even if it's a little bit, you don't have to do it all. Just figure out a way to do it. People are not willing and or able to do that because they haven't been taught. They don't know it's a possibility, or they're too fucking lazy to figure it out. And that sucks. Because there's a lot of people like you and me in this world, but then there's a lot more people that are not willing to go that route and do those things. And that sucks.
See, I've always lived paycheck to paycheck, and my biggest worry whenever this shit went down is I have no savings account.
Right.
But then it made me start questioning, like, the job I do. I know I can make more money, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it just put some priorities in perspective,
Well, I've stayed at jobs that I should not have stayed at, but I stayed at them because I was comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I read a thing today that actually fits perfect with this. Old man gives his grandson a watch. It's an old watch. It's a couple 100 years old. And tells his grandson to take it to the pawn shop and ask him what they give him for it. Pawn shop tells him, we'll give you $50 for it because it's old and fucking beat up. He comes back and tells Grandpa how much. Grandpa then tells him, go to the jewelry store and tell me what they'll give you for it. And they said, hey, it's gold. They told me they'd give me the weight of it in gold. They told me $150. And he said, now take it to a museum and tell me when. Comes back and they offered me $500,000 for the watch because it's fucking 250 years old. And it's this, and it has this history, and you've got the marks on it and blah, blah, blah. And the grandpa said, the point of me sending you to all these places is that just because you're undervalued in one place does not mean that your true value is there.
Right.
Don't ever underestimate your value, and don't let anybody else determine what your value is for yourself.
And that's it.
Is that the episode? We gonna kill it?
No, I'm saying that's the point.
I thought that's what you're saying. End it on that.
Well, no, we can end it on that note because we have been going a good while. So
that's a good episode.
It was a good episode. We got some clearing up.
I think one thing that helps us with the episode when it comes to talking is the fact that I'm not bouncing the camera back and forth.
No.
So I'm fully, and we're looking at each other. That's why this got set up the way it got set up.
Yeah.
So maybe this will help us.
Well, no, I think that also we've had to learn how not to speak over one another. We still butt through that, but that's too.
What are you talking about?
Dominant personalities,
Huh?
Exactly. But no, I think that like I said, I want us to get better. I want to be more positive. But I can admit I've been going through some shit, and I do apologize for my part of that.
Man, no apology necessary, man. I know what's going on. I've lived a life as well, and you're not going to hear me. I'm not going to judge you any way, shape, or form, or I'm not going to say. Oh,
I think a lot of it was the fact that I wasn't being honest with everything because I'm not the type of person. I don't hide anything.
You've been holding back.
I've been holding back, and because I just. It's not from a place of not wanting people to know anything. It was just from a place of I just don't like my business out there.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But then I'm going against my natural person, which is I don't hide shit. I'm very abrasive and upfront, and you either like me or you don't, and you know, I guess in that situation you don't.
Yeah, valid point there, man. Well,
all right, y'all.
well,
like and
with all
subscribe
the,
and-
well, yeah, like and subscribe with all this stuff coming up. Are there any shows that are happening?
I think
any-
I have 2 shows coming up.
Monroe here.
Monroe and Ruston.
Nice.
Patio shows.
Any more of the live Fairfield Studios stuff?
I don't think so. I have not heard anything about that. Even though, God bless them, they've really done a lot of work.
I don't know. Do I know those guys?
You know Clint.
I know Clint.
Mhm.
Okay, nice.
He's always at Bears. Big, tall guy, scraggly, gray.
I'd have to
grayish
meet him.
black.
I'd have to
Yes,
see him again.
Giant, tall guy.
I'd have to see him.
But
again.
no, I think that that's the part that gets me the most is I had that moment, and then it's going to sound really stupid because, you know, you get into a poor, pitiful me kind of situation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and of course, I would choose a career that's fucked up by social distance.
Yeah. Well, I do think that comedy is going to. I've been listening to a lot of these comics because there's been a lot of content that's come out lately. You know, with everybody being stuck at home or whatever. And I do have the feeling that comedy is going to be one of those things that comes back a little bit quicker. Because somebody brought up the point, it's one of the easiest things to produce.
Yeah.
Like, you just need a stage, a microphone, some speakers, and seats.
Yeah, I think
And
it'll.
even if you're social distancing, you can fill a 200-seat club to a quarter capacity and still have a decent show.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And you could just add more shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just have it go later and later.
Which
in the
means
evening.
some of y'all will get paid less. So get off your fucking high horse and let us start doing that shit again.
Well, I mean, even like Rogan and them have been talking about that. Is that all these theater gigs? The problem is going to be is that all these theater acts are not going to have theaters to go to because they're not going to be able to make money like there's like to fill a theater. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we should be a little less greedy in this world anyway.
Well,
Lower the prices on some shit.
well, I mean, definitely that's you know, I have no say in that shit.
I'm just
you know what I
saying.
mean? All the shows I've ever done, I don't think there's ever been a cover. But
I'm not going to pay you.
I think comedy is going to be.
Hopefully it's a renaissance, though. I hope it doesn't come back so easily offended. That'd be great.
They probably won't. Like, it'll probably be a fundamental change.
I think.
Man, I don't know, man. Because I think about everything that you hear now, you know, and people are still getting freaked out. People get mask shamed for not wearing a mask.
I got fucking the lady got mad at me at fucking Walmart.
Eat my asshole.
No, she
ma'am.
looked at me and she goes, "Why aren't you wearing a mask?" And my exact response was, "Because unlike you, I minded my fucking business."
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she's like, "Well, you don't have to be rude." And I'm like, "Well, you don't have to mind my fucking business." Like I got audibly pissy about it. Like, fuck that.
Speaking of pissy, you're wiggling around like you had to go again.
I do.
All right, well,
It's a great show.
was this a good one?
I enjoyed it.
Do you have any idea what? We're not in quarantine no more, are we?
We're in phase 1.
All right, so phase one.
Phase
Phase
1
one.
episodes.
Phase 1 episode.
I mean, we've done really good about social distancing. As far as I can get, the farther the fuck I can get away from you and this table, the happier.
You love this table, don't you?
I do love this table.
Yeah.
I think it's great for conversations, and I think whenever we start up the Legion of Doom, we're really going to stick it to Superman.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to stick it to Superman. Well, in Superman. He's kind of cute.
I'm done. Goodbye.
Goodbye.